Hello, I'm Oyokunle Adeshinyo. Welcome to our In View segment of the show. So, Prof, it's always a pleasure sharing this platform with you.
Thank you very much. Happy to be with you.
Let's start from the very beginning. Why the continuous fall in NAIRA?
There's a number of reasons, but the most obvious one that everybody talks about is the fact that we're not producing the goods and services that people want. In fact, even Nigerians want. And that's why the Nigerians instead go and buy such goods from overseas. And the foreigners don't find the goods that they want in Nigeria, so they go elsewhere. So if everybody knows, if they are not demanding the Naira, and we are demanding the dollar in this case, then the Naira dollar exchange rate will be high because nobody wants your currency, but you want the currency of the other party. So you're going to take a lot of your Naira to exchange into very little of their currency to go buy outside, because there's everybody coming with the Naira to try to buy stuff outside. And so the exchange rate goes up. And that continues. But there also are other reasons. One being that there's insecurity. People are afraid. They've heard of Boko Haram.
Yes.
They've heard of bandits. They've heard of terrorists. There are all kinds of issues that you hear from overseas. And yes, clearly the situation in the country may not be as bad as people have heard, but they are concerned that there is a problem in that country. And they say, hey, we have heard that there is trouble in Nigeria, all these insecurity issues, and we're not going there to do business there. And so people don't want to come, investors don't want to come. Now, what's also surprising is that even portfolio investors don't want to come. And one of the reasons they don't want to come is they are not sure what the exchange rate is going to be tomorrow. They're not sure of the value of the Naira. So Nigerians are not sure of the value of the Naira, and investors are not sure of the value of the Naira. It's just to kind of get going, and then we can say that those are some of the critical reasons why we see the Naira behave the way it has been behaving.
What is your opinion about the different exchange rates we have in the country? What do you think about it? Do you think we should just have a single rate? Would that really help the country? Because to me, I think it will help to release the pressure on the Naira. If you don't have the I&E window, you don't have we can bridge the gap between the BDC and the official rate. I think people will tend to trust more the Naira, and people will be able, the businessmen that are looking to import some of their raw materials will find it easy to access the dollar, the foreign currency, because I believe the inaccessibility is coming as a result of the wide gap between the official rate and the BDC rate. So some people are feeding from that, but when we bridge the gap, I think it will give more opportunity to businessmen to be able to access this dollar and use it for their business purpose, which will help us boost our economy. So, Prof, what do you think about this?
There is no reason to have many windows. Some of them have happened by themselves. A couple can be probably rearranged by the authorities. But anytime you have that kind of situation, there will be arbitrage. So somebody will go and buy at a window that is cheaper and sell at a window that is dearer. So, I mean, that's just common sense. Everybody would do that. So if I see a place where I can buy the Naira for 400, buy the dollar for 400 Naira, then I'll go buy it, and then I'll go sell it at a place where I can get 570 Naira for the dollar that I just bought. And so that's why those windows should be closed. The problem is, which window will you close? So there's a reason why you have what you have. And one reason is because what they call round tripping, this thing we just discussed now, that exists and that's been happening. And the people who have the other windows let's say that they are in the parallel market. So you're going to have difficulty closing that so-called parallel market window. I have seen where the authorities have, in my view, wrongly thought that the BDCs were the chief problem in the situation. The BDCs are recognized entities. They're legally recognized. Yes. They are known by the central bank. They pay taxes, I suppose. They are registered. So they are not an illegal bunch. They are not in the informal market. So I think that when we talk about it, we should not mingle them with the so-called parallel market. But I understand why that mingling takes place. Because some of the people from the BDCs are the ones you see in the so-called flea market for currency. And when people have been asking where to find those people, I said, I can show them to you where they are. So because everybody sees them.
You see them.
Yeah. So I think that and there are many hidden people that are also in that parallel market. I mean, some may come from established institutions. So until we're able to solve that problem, where people can buy or somehow get access to a foreign currency and then go sell somewhere else, until we can solve that problem, we will have real issues with the NAIRA.